7:34. Welcome to the 7:34 from WCCO. I'm Jason DeRusha. Great to be with you today. We know a lot of you head out the door at this time, so we want to get you updated with the best mobile news in the Twin Cities. Let's start with the weather because kind of a fairly serious line of storms going through north of the Twin Cities, headed towards Rice Lake in Wisconsin. There is a chance for this sort of stuff to pop up throughout the day today. Most of us will be dry. Meteorologist Mike Augustinak's forecast for today, mostly sunny. That 77 sure looks nice, doesn't it? But when you get smacked in the face by a 15 to 20 mile an hour wind, well, you let me know how you feel about 77. Tomorrow, again, another mostly fall-like day with a high of 72. Let's talk about this. There was a man arrested for scattering screws on roads in central Minnesota. And when police arrested him and said, "What were you doing?" he said he did it to get back at his ex. The man told police he thought his ex-girlfriend was seeing someone new. And so he did the most logical thing that you would do, which is go to the store, buy a couple boxes, 12,000 screws, and just scattered them on the roads where he thought she might drive. Is that a true story, or is that the first thing he could come up with when police arrested him? Hard to say, but it did get us thinking about what great way you could get back at an ex. Is there an ex-boyfriend, an ex-girlfriend that you have thought about getting revenge against? Would you like to share that story? Do you have a more effective way of getting back at an ex than scattering thousands of screws on Minnesota County roads? I would think almost anyone would. You could have just slashed her tires. Wouldn't that be more effective than just throwing screws all over the place? All right, share your thoughts. If you're watching here on the WCCO Facebook page, we'll share some of your most disturbing or most amusing comments coming up. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar will be hosting an event in Minneapolis this morning, and this comes amid a report that she made of a death threat towards her and also new questions about her campaign spending. So let's break this down. First, the Congresswoman did tweet a picture of a threat which she said, your life will end. Quite likely, it will be at the Minnesota State Fair. Representative Omar's tweet did come shortly after an appearance yesterday in North Minneapolis. Reporters were chasing her down with questions about a Washington, D.C. divorce filing that alleged she had an affair with political consultant Tim Minette.
I have no interest in commenting on anything that you are about to ask about my personal life, so you can chase me all you want.
Congresswoman, why are you dodging this question?
There's no question.
So a day earlier, Esme Murphy asked the congressperson about, are you still with your husband? Are you with someone else? And she said she is with her husband. She didn't exactly deny whether or not she may have had an affair with this man. Now, a conservative group at the same time is filing a complaint with the Federal Elections Commission. And the claim there is that the congresswoman illegally used campaign funds to pay for Minette's personal travel starting in April, the same month the alleged affair began. Spokespeople for both Minette and Omar called these accusations false and completely unfounded. Probably not the last we'll hear about this. Today, friends and family will gather to remember a former Vikings player and his wife. Memorial service today for Barry and Carole Bennett. Such an awful story. This couple found killed inside their Long Prairie home last week. Today's service starts at 10:30 in the morning at the Long Prairie High School gym. Prosecutors have charged their son, Dylan, with their murder. We're watching Hurricane Dorian this morning as it strengthens, moving towards the United States. Dorian pounded the U.S. Virgin Islands as a Category 1 hurricane yesterday. Power outages there, some flooding, but that was about it as far as damage. Puerto Rico mostly spared, which is a good thing. Obviously, they have enough problems there. Dorian on track to hit Florida this weekend. Hurricane Center saying this sucker could grow into a dangerous Category 3 storm by Labor Day. New York Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is the latest Democrat to drop out of the 2020 presidential race. She did not qualify for the September debate. Only 10 candidates met the tougher requirements. We'll see if other candidates drop out soon. Gillibrand was constantly hounded by questions about pushing Senator Al Franken from Minnesota to resign amidst the allegations that he had been inappropriate with women. Walmart shutting down its only store in St. Paul. A spokesperson says September 20th is it. They're going to shut her down at the Midway location on University Avenue. Company said there were several factors going into the decision to close. They said part of it was the store's overall performance, but this land is very close to the new Minnesota United Stadium, so I wonder if that's part of it. Did you ever get DVDs in the mail from Netflix? I did. I remember being a Netflix subscriber and Survivor as well. Blockbuster Survivor. Those DVDs would show up in the mail, you'd watch it, and then send it back. 5 billion shipped rentals. They just hit that. The Elton John movie Rocket Man was the lucky movie to hit that milestone this week. Netflix still ships around 500,000 DVDs every month to people. New milestone at the Minnesota State Fair. More than 1 million visitors have entered the gates this year. Just 7 days in, Fair has set at least 3 new daily attendance records. Tuesday, last Thursday, last Friday. We will get yesterday's attendance numbers a little later today. It is Senior Day today. So if you are 65 or better, or you have a family member in that age range, you can get a $5 discount on admission. Grandstand tonight, I'll tell you who the seniors love, Logic. They love Logic and they love Prof. So if this is how you know if you qualify for the senior discount, if you see tonight's grandstand lineup and say, who's this professor? Who's the professor? Then you get the discount. You can that's how you can prove it instead of showing your ID. Back to was that offensive? I think that's all right. Back to today's talker. We're talking about revenge, getting back at an ex. Our digital guy Eric is here today. Eric, did you ever do anything?
I'd give my ex a ticket to the Logic show tonight. To be
that
honest.
would be your sweet, sweet revenge.
Exactly.
The Happy Together tour would have been more. Maybe Weird Al. It might have been Weird Al.
And ironic too. No, people are taking the high road. Our own guy says a life well lived is the best revenge.
Oh, I gotta throw up. Are you kidding me?
Cindy says I am not a vengeful person, but remember that revenge is a dish best served cold. To succeed in my endeavors despite what he or she did or said.
All right.
And then Becca says, I'm living a great life and I'm a very happy person. My ex-boyfriend can feel miserable about how much better my life is without him, or I could egg his car.
Yeah, it's an option. Mm-hmm. Is this still on Facebook? What sort of nice, sweet comments are we getting from
I don't
people?
know. Serena says, who is Logic?
Who is Logic?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Logic is a rapper, very popular, very good.
Oh, really?
I think Logic's good.
Name 3 songs.
Shut up, Eric. This is the 734. Come on, people. Come up with some good revenge things. The last time I had an ex was probably 28 years ago, but with the things I say on TV, I'm always a heartbeat away from being an ex, I think. Thanks for watching us here on the internet. We'll be back again tomorrow at 7:34. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see if we're back. It's touch and go, to be honest.